All right, so this is a truly random grist. Just absolutely a lot of small stuff that I had laying around. A lot of extra base malt. You can see some rolled oats in there. There's a lot of rye in there I wanted to use up. Roasted barley, chocolate, brown malt. There's a lot of different darker malts and crystals in there. So yeah, we're just gonna mash it in. I don't even know if, over time I was taking notes on a Post-it. I was also using Brewfather. I don't even know if I have the proportions right in here, but I just threw some brewing salts into the water. It's all heated up. We're just gonna mash it in. This is gonna be a super, like, I've got a bunch of other stuff that I'm working on, so this is gonna be like a super shoddy work day or brew day. I might mash for 30 minutes. I might mash for 3 hours. I don't know. I still have to go in and look at the hops, but yeah, let's just get it going, I guess. So we're mashing in. Can already sort of tell that this is going to end up being a pretty thick mash. The rye and the oats aren't gonna do any favors to the thickness, but I think it'll be all right. Potentially, depending on efficiency. My goal was I just kept adding stuff until I got to 1.1. I wanted something. I'll be happy with an 8% stout. I want something above 9. I would like something above 9. This is something that I'm gonna be aging long term, so it's not something. So I want kind of a big beer, and you can see from just the sheer amount of grist that this is only a 20-liter batch too, by the way. So I'm only getting one fermenter out of this, but you can see that there's still a ton of grain to left. But so yeah, that was basically the whole goal was Imperial stout, potentially 1.1 gravity. I haven't brewed a beer this big. I've probably only brewed a beer this big maybe a couple times, maybe 2, maybe max 3 times. And I've actually never done it alone, and I've certainly never done it where the goal is to just pay as little attention as possible. So we're really we're really breaking a lot of, look at that. It won't even sink anymore. It's just laying on top. I'll have to get the mash paddle. But yeah, so basically this is the kitchen sink stout. It's gonna go on a yeast cake. It's gonna ferment. It's gonna be some sort of beer at the end. It's gonna get rid of a lot of stuff I've had laying around, cluttering up the brew house. It's gonna get put in a keg and put in a corner for a long time. Hopefully it'll be good. I might add something else to it along the way. I might add some wood or whiskey. I might add some coffee. God only knows what I'll do with it. But yeah, all right. It's time that I dump the rest in there, and then get to paddling. Well, that's a paddling. Expected. That mash is a thick boy. Look at that. Ooh. Probably one of the thicker mashes I've had in a while, but it's not bad. There actually wasn't that many dough balls in it. We're doing no sparge today, by the way. There's not going to be any sparging round, so whenever I'm done with the mash, we're just going to pull this baby up and hit boil. So yeah, it was really going to be hopefully a quick brew day. And yeah, but whoops. Oh, all right, I'm gonna stop playing with this and get it closed up. All right, we're heading towards the bowl here, the bowl, and yeah. You know what I decided that I'm gonna do? I'm not even gonna take gravity reading after the mash. I'm gonna let this get all the way done, and whatever I come up with at the end, that's what I get. And yeah, it's looking dark, looking creamy. One thing that I didn't, there was one little problem. Let's see if we can do a little investigation here. It did come up through the overflow, so I'm guessing that there's going to be, maybe it's not too bad. I'm kind of looking around on the bottom. I thought a whole bunch of grain might have overflowed because being a low maintenance brew day, I mashed in, turned the pump on, and then I went inside to do a bunch of other stuff for a while. And when I came out, the malt pipe was sort of overflowing over the sides, so I thought a whole bunch of grain might have maybe gotten down on the bottom. But this doesn't feel that bad. Oh, I hit stop instead of switch camera views. So yeah, doesn't actually feel that bad when I look around in the mash paddle. I went through the freezer and I got all of the little nubbins and the little dust, the hop dust of all my higher alpha bittering hops. And what I came up with was this. So this is something like 20 grams of Columbus, 5 to 6 grams of question mark, something that was in a Ziploc bag marked bittering, and about 25-ish, 26 grams of the last pack of some Magnum that I had. So we should get about, according to, I don't know, it should be around, if it was all super fresh and coming straight out of a bag, it would be about 50 IBU. I have no idea what it's going to be. It's going to be somewhere between 0 and 50, apparently. So that's what we're going to do. And I didn't bring the rest of the hops out, but I found some other hops. I found some Willamette that we're going to throw in closer to the end of the boil. This is the bittering charge. And then I found this, the last bag of my pre-Brexit, boil reached. Thank you. It's not quite. The Grainfather gets kind of excited, gets a little ahead of itself. We're real close though. So we're gonna throw those hops in here in a second. Actually, you know what? We'll get a few more IBUs out of them. We'll just throw them in now. It's pretty boily. Just so we get it on camera, because I gotta go back inside here in a second. Get out of there. Get out of there. Come on. Come on. Alright, we're gonna do a dangerous maneuver here and do a little dip ski. That's a technical term there. Pour that in there. Alright. Got our first hop charge going. Yeah, that's a good boil there. I'm gonna set a timer on this. I gotta turn on my handy dandy sucker. Hear me anymore, so I can't remember what I was talking about, but it was probably not important. And we'll see you later. Here I come, dear viewers. It's a bit weird. Oh man, this light is a bit weird. I got like a whole blown out type thing here. I got a new phone, so all right. So this video is going to be an addition to I brewed a beer, and I do not for the life of me remember how much I talked about, or like how much I set the video up. God, it looks like my hair is entirely gray with all that light shining on it. Wow, I look older than I actually am. And that's throwing me off a bit. Anyway, this video, I don't remember. You might have already seen the brewing footage. You might be going to be seeing it here in a second. I did take some video of brewing a beer. So this is going to be sort of a midway point. Maybe this is probably going to wrap the beer up for a while because it's going to be aging for quite some time. But I can't remember how much I talked about the beer. So yeah, let's and I'm also going to be drinking a beer. Wow, out of an extremely dirty glass. The heck happened here? Looks like the dishwashing robot is not entirely doing its job. Well, oh well, I'm not gonna go in and get another glass. We're gonna do a Lustale. It's a El Dorado Simcoe Citra Pale Ale. Picked this up when I was in Copenhagen for work a couple weeks ago. Supposedly fresh AF, so the sign said. But yeah, we'll get this poured, and yeah. So the The beer that I brewed, I can't remember, again, I can't remember how much, so I'll just talk just briefly about it here. It was like a kitchen sink Imperial stout where I was just trying to get rid of some grain, especially specialty grain that I've had forever, and some base malt that I had. Like I had it in a box, and I hadn't marked how much was in the box, and I don't know when I put it in there. So it was like 5.5, 6 kilos of, I think, pale ale malt that was just in a box. So we just used that and a whole bunch of other stuff. My only goal was an Imperial stout. There's rye in it. There's flaked oats. There's just like everything in it. My only goal was hit as close to 1-1 as I could. And yeah, I used up a bunch of hops I had in the freezer. I think all that's in the video. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this Lysdale Pale Ale, 4.6%. Oh, that's gonna hit nice right now. Ooh. That's nice. That's one of those like new school hazy pale ales. It's got a decent amount of bitterness combined with like almost that pillowy, minerally thin New England mouthfeel. That's interesting. I like that. So I brewed the beer, and it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I brewed that beer. And it's been, so what happened is I pitched it on top of the yeast cake for my rye Irish stout, which I believe this time I used USO5, but that had been sitting kind of conditioning for quite a while. So I poured this giant stout on top of the yeast cake, and like 24, it was like 35 hours later, and it still hadn't taken off, or like visibly taken off. So I pitched an out-of-date pack to go along with the theme. I pitched an out-of-date packet of Vosk fake yeast, Mangrove Jack, I think it was. It was like 6 months out of date. So I threw that in there, and then it took off pretty quick from there. Final gravity, I can't remember if I put it in the video. Again, we're real fast and loose on this one. That's kind of the theme of the whole beer and video. The gravity ended up, my refractometer said that I hit 1-1 perfect. The hydrometer said that I hit about 1095, 1096. So we're going to go with the hydrometer, but I like to think that I hit 1-1, but we'll go with what we're going to measure with twice. So I just took a sample from the fermenter, and it is sitting on 10, I haven't looked at this yet. So it looks like 1022. Yeah. 1022. So that's pretty decent. That's dropped 80 points, or let's just call it 80 points, or 78 points. We'll call it 76 points. It dropped 76 points. Is that right? Is that 1096 to 1022, 74 points. Maths, I'm not so good at the maths. This is only my first beer too. I actually think I get better at math the more I drink. But anyway, so that's a pretty decent. I was hoping for 1020, 1018. So this is like ballpark. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out of the fridge. I've had it sitting at 19 degrees for at least a week or two. The entire time it's been sitting at 19 degrees. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out of there. I'm going to take it in the house because I'm thinking of brewing tomorrow, and I need that firm chamber because I need to crank the heat up. But I need the entire firm chamber because it's going to be a split batch. So I think I'm going to take it inside, and then it'll go up to, like whatever the inside of the house is. I think 25, 26 in some places. And maybe it'll shave a couple more points off, because I'm not going to keg it probably until next weekend. So yeah, I'll probably let it just chill a little bit warmer and see if I can shave. But I mean, 1022, I'm happy enough with that. What is that? It's got to be pretty 8, above 8. I was really hoping for 9. I'll have to plug it in. I can't remember. It's been so long since. I remember back in the day, I used to be so into all this stuff. I could do all the calculations in my head. Now I can't really remember. But I'll if I can remember, I'll look it up in a brewing program and I'll put it on the screen or something here. But anyway, yeah, now I've drank this, but I was gonna say let's take a. I'm really interested in there's such a big blend of. You'll have to look at the recipe in the comments, because I don't even remember it off the top of my head. I'm looking around for my notes. They are, I think, inside the house. And you guys are on the thing that I have Brewfather on, so I also can't look that up. But it's like year one Alex stout recipe with just the amount of different grains there were in different quantities. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. Oh man, smells very dark fruit, dark malt. Like an old school Imperial stout. It's got that kind of plum Venus type quality with then a little bit of burnt grain to it. I'm gonna give it a little taste here. Oof. It's surprisingly not that dark. It's also kind of hazy. I'm guessing there's still some yeast in suspension, which is why I'm thinking I might be able to shave off a couple more points. I think there's still some Norwegian friends in there trying to do some work. But all right, there we go. I was gonna say it has a very kind of the dark fruit kind of plummy. It has almost that Belgian quad character up front. Without the sort of really sweet banana-y type thing, but the darker. I keep saying plums, but I mean something else. You know what I'm talking about, like dates or what the hell's the other thing? I don't know. But it's got a real nice dark malt aftertaste, like roasted malt aftertaste. That's going to be a nice beer. It's going into a keg. It's going to just get put somewhere. I thought about putting coffee in it. I might put some of this. This is a tincture of cacao nibs. I've also got a tincture of tonka beans in there that I've had just sitting in there forever. Maybe I should just go wild on this thing. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a video. Maybe I'll take like a sample of it and carb it in like a bottle or something, and maybe we'll do some messing around with that, because I wouldn't mind going crazy on this one. I don't necessarily need like 20 a whole keg of just your bog standard Imperial style. We could get wild with it. It is just the kitchen sink, and this stuff I've got laying around. I mean, that's part of the kitchen sink, right? Oh, 11 minutes. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I just wanted to record a video. I haven't recorded one in so long, and I was out here checking all this and drinking a beer, so blah 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 blah. You know, I'll try and tack the Brewday footage on here, and yeah, we'll see you later. You won't be seeing like a tasting on this for a while, I don't think, but eventually. But tasting soon for another stout. And I am gonna brew something, probably the split batch Goza that I really want to take to the US and serve for my brother. So we'll probably be doing that soon. Bye bye. All right, now we're already 12 minutes. Goodbye.